Let you guys sit and pull yourselves together here. You ready? All right, can we call the meeting to order, please?
It looks like there's a little bit of echo, just double checking for audio. Okay, let's call the meeting to order and start with roll call. Okay, Carter War is absent. Dana Breen.
Here.
Let's go Gina Dixon. Here. And Lance Vaughn.
Here.
3 out of the 4 commissioners are present.
Good, thank you. Welcome, everyone. I think we've only got one thing going tonight, right? 111 Escobar. All right. So should we dive right in? Oh, no, we need oral communications.
Have some other things.
And Darcy's here.
Darcy Smith, Town Manager. I just want to introduce our new interim planning and building director, Steve McHarris. He is replacing Terrence Grindle, who served us for many, well, I don't want to say at least a year, but many years, over a year. And he's still with the city. He's just cutting back on his workload because you may know he has council member duties in Newark, and then he has other personal commitments. He will stay on and work on some special projects, but we are lucky that Steve McHarris was able to join us and work full-time here, Town Hall, supporting planning and building. So maybe he can introduce himself shortly so you know
Go ahead.
his background. But I'll just tell you, he brings a wealth of experience to the town, and we're really lucky to have him here working full-time at Town Hall, supporting me and the staff.
Thank you, Darcy. Good evening, commissioners. Steve McHarris. And yes, I've been working in the Bay Area and actually across California for a number of years, my whole career. Most of my career has been based in community development. Over the last 5 years, I've been in the city manager's office, and 4 years of that was as serving as city manager in another jurisdiction. And now I've been working most recently in Half Moon Bay as community development director in a similar capacity as here. And I've been here this is my 5th day, 4 days last week and today was a full day. Actually, every day has been. Learning a lot. Happy to be here, serve the community. And if there's anything you need from me, please let me know. I will be here typically 5 days a week here in the office. So make it 6. I have a limitation in hours, but I will be here as much as you need me.
Did you meet these guys at the?
I have.
at the
I was
3
out of the
o'clock?
site today.
Good.
Yeah. Spent the
And
afternoon.
my apologies for not being there. I was taking care of grandchildren. And it was way more than I expected. I mean, I'm completely done in. Okay, so let's dive in. You're presenting?
Do you want me
Okay.
to do the oral,
Pardon?
do you want me to do the readout for the oral communication?
Is there anyone anyone want to speak tonight on oral communication
Anyone online?
for projects that are, not on the agenda and we can listen, but we can't take any action? But I sort of walked through and I didn't see that look like anybody. Do you want to talk, Susan?
I can just read.
Sure.
I don't have much to say.
Well, apologize for your attire.
I mean, that's just horrible. It's terrible.
Got hokas
I
on.
want to thank whoever wrote regarding the minutes, whoever wrote the minutes. Thank you. They're beautiful. Did you do it? Was it you? Nice. Thank you. There was just one little part of it where it said they were demolished. They haven't been. I'm talking about 139 Brookside Drive, the pillars, the pillar project and the attempted demolition of the pillars. But thank you so much. I don't have anything to say except for I'm still around and I'm still want the pillars to stay.
Are there any updates?
I have not heard any updates. And that's fine. But I'm still here if I hear of any, thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, and we'll pay attention as well.
Yeah, of course,
All
of
right.
course. I appreciate everybody's listening and thank you again for those beautiful minutes. Thank you.
So no other oral? No other oral communications? And so we'll close that. What?
Confirming no hands raised online.
Online?
Yep.
Got a
nobody.
line. All right. Here we go.
It is number three. Number five. Number five.
Now we get to dive right in.
Good evening, commissioners. Welcome to. My name is Jenny Bourne. I'm a consultant planner for the town of Portola Valley, and the item before you this evening is an review for an interior of 1,132 square foot addition to a residence, new rear decks, 3 basement driveway extension, resurfacing, fencing, pool proposal.
More volume, please. The site is located on Escobar Road via an access easement from 121 Escobar in Westridge Homeowners Association. The parcel is accessed from Westridge Drive between those Loma Vista and a fault line traverses a portion of the site along the north, and the site is located in. The average slope is 30.404%, and the site is located in zoning district residential estate 2.5 acre. The existing site includes a long access way via an easement at 121 Escobar that leads to a main residence with an attached carport. There are existing rear wood decks, a portion of which have been removed for safety reasons. The existing residence main level is 3,273 square feet, of which 461 square feet are a junior accessory dwelling unit. There is an attached 581 square foot outlet to the left of the main residence, and the residence also contains a lower level that is approximately 1,378 square feet. There is a fenced vineyard, 2 fenced vineyard areas at the one at the rear of the residence, and one at the left of the residence, which is the westerly portion of the site. Existing fencing includes 6-foot wood wire fencing along, had been some on the north side that has been, the north perimeter that has since been removed. The east and southern perimeters of the site. There's also 6-foot wood wire fencing around both of the vineyard areas. And the fencing at the westerly portion of the site, one of the vineyard areas, is proposed to be removed. It may have already been removed from over there, but that is proposed, will be proposed for removal. The site also includes 2 unpermitted retaining walls at the western portion of the site that are now included in the scope of work. The fencing along, I mentioned the northerly and westerly portion of the site are proposed for the fencing along. The fencing that was along the northerly portion of the site was encroaching into the trails. The applicant proposes the 1,100 square foot addition with an interior remodel to the main residence and an exterior remodel, new decks, a new roof, new step concrete driveway, with portions that will be permeable geogrid pavers, fencing, 1 portion of fencing that I'll discuss soon after in a slide that follows, significant tree removals and drainage. The proposed site plan I have here, the upper level and the lower left. Right. Continues as mentioned, the 1,132 square foot addition to the main level of residence. The interior, let's see. Sorry, the proposed floor plan, as I said, as I trying to say. That includes this on, you can see in this peach color, there is a main, there is a new primary bedroom and bathroom and an office, and then there's a 133 approximate square foot addition to the family room area. There's also a 157 square foot front entry addition. On the bottom, lower level of the site, there's no
site work proposed for the interior of the residence. The work that is proposed includes the decking area and a pool. Here is the proposed roof plan, which is proposed to be in a copper patina metal roof, and which contains a new front covered entry porch area. The covered porch entry is a shed style roof, and the rear addition roof area is a pitched roof that follows the existing roof line of the carport. There are 3 skylights proposed inside of the new entryway or covered porch area, and then there are also 5 skylights proposed on the right side of the main residence. There are also 2 trellises proposed at the front of the residence. The applicant is proposing a new stamped concrete driveway with expansion area at the end of the entry drive, access easement to allow for fire truck turnaround. An existing retaining wall and seated area are located at the westerly area of the site. Construction of these 2 items is currently permitted, and the structural review will occur as part of the building permit phase. At the site visit today, the on-site conditions were observed, and the ASCC may consider adding a condition of approval regarding the overall design at the building permit phase for this item. To accommodate the expanded driveway, retaining are required to the left and the right. So I'm going back, sorry, it's a little bit confusing. Based on the Conservation Committee review of the plans, one area to the left of the driveway may result in loss to a 15-inch oak, a 6-inch oak, and 9-inch redwood, and the second area to the right, downslope of the driveway, poses significant fill within the drip line of a 28-inch oak, a 24-inch oak, and a 35-inch oak. The applicant and the homeowner are working to better protect the potentially impacted trees while and are still have met with Woodside Fire Protection District. So they're trying to meet the turnaround requirements and also work on protecting the trees. So they have been able to, at this point, potentially move in the both areas that surround approximately 6 feet. The homeowner can answer more specific questions after following this presentation. We provided some helpful insight. I just mentioned the existing fencing, as I already have mentioned, includes the 6-foot wood wire fencing along the northern that has been removed. And that was a condition of approval in the draft conditions. And the eastern and a portion of the southern perimeter fence. Sorry, that did not really make much sense. Let's just move on. The westerly fencing and the northern perimeter fencing that encroach into the trail easement will be removed. That was the proposal. Since I wrote this, that I'm going on site, the northerly fence. A 6-foot wood wire fence that connects to the existing eastern perimeter fence is proposed and is located inside of the base zoning setbacks for the site. So all fencing now will comply with the fence ordinance. And I should have showed you this earlier. That's where I messed up here. So the existing fencing to be removed. Here's the northerly fencing that has been removed. This is the proposed 6-foot fence that complies with the setbacks and is outside of the trail easement now. Besides that, the existing fencing to remain is called out right here around the area behind house, and then there's some perimeter fencing along the easterly property boundary and the southerly property boundary. And the proposed retaining walls that I was discussing earlier are below the, right below the driveway and above the driveway or here and here that may have impacted trees. Are you able to see that? Here with my cursor here and then here and potentially here. Slide 8 shows the proposed colors and materials for the project. Exterior wall accents are proposed in a stone veneer at the front porch entry way along the concrete planting area. New windows are proposed with black finish. An exterior accent to the right of the entry door is proposed in red cedar color. The retaining walls are proposed for form concrete. Stucco is proposed in gray. Stamped concrete, the stamped concrete, the composite decking, and porcelain tiles, sorry, are all proposed in gray color. The trellises in the front will be a similar redwood color, and the railings for the rear deck area are proposed to be a black metal to match the rear. The project proposes approximately 454 cubic yards of soil movement subject to site development review by the ASCC, approximately 12 cubic yards of header associated with the pool, 176 cubic yards with site work and landscaping, and 266 cubic yards of fill are associated with the pool, site work, and landscaping combined. The proposed impervious surface area for the site is 10,560 square feet and includes driveway area, hardscape, walkways, and retaining walls. The maximum allowable impervious surface area for the site is 11,800 square feet. 1,035 square feet of impervious surface area remains, which complies with the maximum requirement for the site. Proposed landscaping, I threw this together because there's been several iterations and adjustments based on the fencing that's been removed at the northerly area of the site. And then just some additional screening that has been proposed since the initial submittal. And so I will explain this slide here for you. So the proposed landscaping on site consists of screening area near the northwestern parcel perimeter, which there are 5 toyons and one California buckeye. Sorry, let me back up. The northwestern perimeter area I'm talking about are some oleanders and toyons, and then here moving up and at the westerly area of the site is where the other 5 toyons and a California buckeye are proposed. At the front of the residence, there are 3 red buds, and then there are trees, and then 2 to the right of the driveway area proposed. Also along the easterly portion of the site, there are a big leaf maple, a bronze locust, am I saying that right, locust, and several toyons proposed. There is a privet indicated on this proposed site plan, which as a condition of approval, the privet has been a requirement to remove the privet since it is a discouraged planting that's been included. So, the ASCC may wish to add a condition of approval to review the landscaping plan to confirm the square footages proposed and determine whether landscaping permit and permanent watering methods would be required pursuant to the town's water conservation and landscaping ordinance. For significant trees and 1 non-significant tree are proposed for removal on the site. 2 additional significant trees located at the northeastern area of the site have been removed without a permit mistakenly by landscapers, and this has been added to the scope of work for the proposal. The Conservation Committee visited the site and does not object to the proposed removals, and plan of action as described in the landscaping plan presented in the previous slide. The Conservation Committee also recommends removal of a Monterey pine next to a stone pine tree and 2 cypress trees and several privets between the cypress and Monterey pine, and the area where these are located is on the left side of the driveway that I'm describing. Staff also requests that the ASC provide specific box sizes for the replacement trees to be provided as a condition where they had been removed mistakenly. Almost done. Exterior light. The proposed lighting plan is shown on slide 14 and includes 13 landscape path lights that are 30 lumens each, 21 ball down lights that are 250 lumens each, and 41 stair and lower deck lights that surround the pool deck area and the stairways. The stairway, there are 2 stairways, the one leading down from the carport, and there's also another stairway leading down from the right side of the house. The proposal does utilize minimal lighting for lumens for safe movement throughout the site and for the structures. The ASCC may wish to provide input as well. The applicant provided notice to several neighboring parcels on August 27, 2024. And the town provided a couple of noticing to neighbors within a 300-foot radius. On August 29, 2025, no public comments were received to date. I forgot to mention at the beginning, the applicant did present the proposal to the Westridge Association and did receive a conditional approval based on the initial submittal that was provided. Staff recommends that the ASCC offer additional recommendations if necessary and approve the requested architectural and site plan review. Or in addition, a remodel, significant tree removals and site improvements, the conditions of approval. The applicant, Ravita, is available via Zoom for questions, and the homeowner, Leah, is here and she is available for questions. That is also available as well. Thank you very much.
Would you like to come in and sit up at the table? I'd be happy to answer questions here or wherever you want here. Oh, okay. This way I can turn to see whoever has some questions. I'd be happy to address them.
Thank you. Like I said, was unable to make it, but I went and drove in. I thought I saw cheater fences as I entered in on the driveway on the left-hand side where the privet is. Are all the fences that are there legal? Okay. So, and then I heard you, they will all comply at the end of this. Okay.
I just want to comment for a moment.
Can you speak up, please?
Sure. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, so there is existing fencing that maybe has been there for about 25 years. It's 6 feet tall and it's between us and 737, our neighbors that are just behind us. And it's been there for 25 years. I don't know what the rules were back then, but I don't think it conforms, but it's been there for 25 years. And at the time that they built their house, they did it all to permits. And so that may be when you drive down into our property, it's on the left-hand
Yes.
side. And I think that's what you're referring to. It's got
Yeah.
wire and it's today not conforming, but back then when they built it, it was all done with permits. And it's our neighbor's fence.
Thank you. I just noticed it and that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking
Yeah, and
about it.
it's one of the reasons that we were confused because we saw, okay, 6-foot fence, and when we lived in Menlo Park and Cupertino, 6-foot fences were okay, and we built a 6-foot fence at the bottom of the property, and then we found out that doesn't conform. So that's the fencing that we removed,
Thank you.
mistaken.
So would you say that this property is going to be perimeter fenced?
No.
No, okay,
And to my knowledge, that 6-foot fencing does comply with the.
okay, good. And is there going to be a gate?
No.
Okay, great, thank you. Those are questions. You guys have questions?
Yeah, I was asking a couple more things from clarifying what we saw today in the field because we
Well,
didn't
we'll
get a
take
chance. to see
comments
the
later, but
entire-
if you have,
Well, I was trying to
questions.
determine if I missed something,
yeah,
or maybe have a question. Because we didn't look at the pool at all. We didn't get down below the house to look at the pool area. And I just saw that it was only 12 cubic yards that was going to be excavated for the pool, a 40 by 12-foot pool.
Maybe I can
I mean, I can see that it's going to be built basically in a raised concrete retained wall.
So
Uh,
I
a-
also do site work and landscaping, so it could be the combination that would be the cutoff based on what was provided. Maybe there needs to see clarification, but that I think combined here, this and this, definitely I think it makes sense combined. Stating that they didn't account for as much as they was more of a set. Rather, which made more different.
Okay, the cross section at A42 is the one when I saw that, I went and referenced, and then I think, I see now how they're building it with concrete retaining walls. But it seemed
I don't
nitpicky.
know, helps, but one thing I could share with you is that because of the slope, a lot of the pool is actually being built up. And so there's not much excavation involved. It's actually the deep end, which would be 6 feet, is just sitting on the natural grade level. And the shallow end is on the higher end where the grade is at about 3 or 4 feet. And so there's not much excavation, which is what was explained to me.
Okay, I think there's footing and there's retaining walls have the footing. There is excavation for those. as well.
Yes, and there is, the geotechnical report states that both all of the pool, if we build it, and then the retaining walls and the house has to be put on drilled piers. So according to the report, all 3 of those things have to be on drilled piers, concrete and steel piers.
Yes, that would be standard building practice.
Yeah.
is the retaining wall that you did build, is that in piers?
It's not, and it's because it's a much smaller wall. It's not going to be holding the weight
Okay.
that the fire.
Not engineered?
Yeah, I mean, it's not engineered, but we did have a review done by the geotechnical
Okay.
engineer who reviewed everything that was done. And then he made some recommendations, and those recommendations are being put into the plans that we
The other
submitted.
things.
Mhm.
Okay.
Are we going way off of
Pardon?
are we going way off our normal agenda?
We're
Okay.
asking questions of the team.
So the west side property retaining wall, which is currently at 3 feet to top of wall, was built without a permit, correct?
Correct, and we did that because we thought that if it's less than 4 feet, that we could build it without a permit. So that was the assumption.
Do we have any engineering for that?
We don't.
It was
because-
actually Jamie,
Oh,
sorry.
So there's building requirements that this would be reviewed by the town engineer
Oh, good.
and by the building experts. And so they will make sure that it complies with the, you know, the safety requirements, meet the current code. So if there is additional information that they need or additional, you know, then they will provide that as a comment, you know, as a comment.
Well, as we noted as we discussed at the site, I fully expect that wall to come up at least another course and a half, maybe even 2 courses, which puts us over the 36-inch limit for a non-engineered wall.
And so then they would provide comments to meet the requirements if it is, you know, additional engineering, they would provide that as a comment, as a.
Okay, well, I think
So if the wall,
above 36, it must be engineered.
Well-
It will be reviewed. If that's.
Okay.
I think that the 4-foot requirement is what we were going by. And so we don't anticipate that it's going to, you know, come up much more than being finished at the top. And our intention is to make it less than 4 feet, which is the requirement for a non-permitted, non-engineered wall. And so when we did this, we did keep it under 4 feet with the knowledge that if it's under 4 feet, it doesn't require a permit and engineering. So that was our assumption. And as we're saying here, we plan to make it conform. It is going to be finished, have a little cap like this across the top, so it will look nice, but it's not our intention to build it up.
I understand. But, so it would be.
Great. Let's please watch that for height and design. And how's it going to be finished? Because on my way out, I kind of looked and it's not aesthetically pleasing the way it's designed and positioned.
No, it's,
It's quite prominent on the hillside.
ASCC can add a condition of approval for 1 member or up to 2 members if you would like to review the design upon building permit submittal or to comply with the requirements.
Let's make a note for that. We will capture that, please. 2 of us will come back.
it looks like a very wet property. I mean, just as I pulled in I mean, there must be a gully or there on the right-hand side. There must be a lot of water that runs through that property. I mean, that just, what I was seeing. Any questions from you?
I think we have
Dina?
more.
Pardon?
I suspect we'll find more.
Well, as we go along, we will.
I mean, I asked a few questions when we were at site, so I think
Okay,
for me, it's more discussion
okay,
comments.
good. I would like to know about the skylights. Will they have inside covers?
I don't know what you mean by this.
Will they be protected on the inside from light?
I hadn't thought about,
Pardon?
hadn't thought of it.
Right here, those have.
You mean, do you mean the, like shutters or?
The skylights on the roof, Jamie.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I said sky lamps, and I was just thinking of the wall. I missed it, so.
I
Okay,
think Dana's question goes to the radiating light, ambient light onto the trees.
Yes, on the roof plan here, if you're asking, I did ask the homeowner, and several of these lights are areas that are not heavily. There are areas that are, I can ask for clarification for, you know, whatever areas may.
okay.
use more light.
All right, thank you. No other questions? Do you have any statement that you want to make about your project?
Yes, I do.
No,
actually.
good. I was wondering if you wanted to talk.
Particularly to our kind neighbors, Ed and Jackie, who came here and also were here this afternoon, in that what we want to do is disturb as little as possible you know, what they're viewing. And so we talked a little bit about the retaining wall, and it's our intent to finish that retaining wall, which Lance pointed out is not very attractive because we had to stop work on it. But we're going to finish that over with a stucco that matches the retaining walls that are being built in the property for a fire turnaround and these other areas. So we're going to make everything match. And Lance pointed out that if we put stucco on the retaining walls in the west area, that they will kind of just get mossy and grow over with greenery. And I think we agreed that that's not a bad thing. So is that something that is okay?
Hi, and can you address the commission when you're
Oh,
talking, please?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
Thank
think-
you.
Okay, so what we were talking about is that Lance had mentioned that the retaining wall that we built, if we put a stucco over it would get mossy, would build moss. And actually, it seems like that would be nice and a natural look, because the hillside that's behind the retaining wall, we're going to plant with native seeds recommended by the Conservation Committee. And so that area where we removed all the poison oak is going to be replanted with native flora, which is what is on the plans. And we'll be planting some trees, the toyon and the holly cherry trees.
Okay. The fire truck wall, that could be as high as 10 feet. It was sort of a
Well,
range.
6 feet, we were limited.
So
It was-
that is the top.
Well, originally it was going to be maybe 10 or 11 feet, but then we had a limitation imposed of 6 feet. Therefore, we had to expand on two sides. So we had to
Okay.
expand not only on the downhill side, we have to expand on the uphill side in order to meet the fire requirements and also be under 6 feet. So on both sides, the downhill side and the uphill side has to conform to 6 feet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, up there. Yeah.
That they're doing on this side too.
Yes, I know.
in order to
Those
get-
two sides. Yes. Okay, thank you. All right. I hate being behind like this. There was no mention of removing oleander. Would you, I mean, is that
Well,
something you're thinking about doing, I hope?
actually, we like the oleander. We were thinking about taking some of the oleander and transplanting it to the bottom of the property on the
Mm.
northwest side, just as a screening where we removed the fence. And it's so resilient. It doesn't require any watering, any, system to keep it going. We wanted to transplant some of the ones on the property and put it down as screening with the toyon.
The town tends to discourage oleander
Yeah. the
for a lot
conserva-
of different reasons.
Yeah, the
And if
conservation.
you're planting toyon and oleander, they really don't go together. You
Well,
know,
there's
it's
one
a
here.
different animal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's,
All right, well, we'll talk about it. I just was
Okay.
asking, because I saw a few around and
yeah.
the town does discourage oleander,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't encourage planting any more. but-
No, and the Conservation Committee asked us not to bring any more in. We're not going to bring any more in, but we have a lot of it on the property. We just wanted to.
Move your toyons instead.
Well,
All right.
okay, thank you.
Okay, any more questions? And you guys will get to comments and I missed all the drainage, so you guys, I mean. Okay. All right, and so, anybody have any questions? Anybody want to talk? Any neighbors? Do you have anything you want? Yes, you want it? Come on, hear what conservation said?
I would like to add one thing that conservation didn't
Yes.
mention, because we saw that wall, the 4-foot wall. One of the things that would soften the look is if they plant along the top of the wall, yerba buena, which is, it's a native, it grows very well, and it would start hanging down the wall. So that's one thing we would add, because we didn't look that closely at the wall
Yeah.
last time.
That's a great idea.
So,
Do we have any neighbors who'd
any-
like to speak?
yeah, can we have public comment from the room and then we'll see if there's anyone online? Oh, are you going to, but do you want to make a statement? I mean,
I just want to say that what Mary Ann brought up about I mean, I think it's a great idea to have something trailing over the wall. So that's a great idea. And also we can do that on the uphill side too. So we can do it on both ends.
but we'd like to know what that plant is when the time comes,
Oh, okay.
okay? Pardon? Yerba buena. Very good.
Yeah.
Bueno. Okay. So if you're done making me your comment, we will go into formal oral communications from people in the audience. So come on up, you guys.
Hello, Jackie Magno, 121 Escobar, Leah's neighbor.
You're to the right.
So, so as you go down the driveway, you drop down to the left to 111.
Right.
and Stay to the right for 121. And then 131, which is Jim Diller's property, is the next driveway over.
Okay.
And he owns 2 lots, including the kidney that goes behind that abuts to where that fencing was that's been torn down, just to give you the lay of
Okay.
the land. So there's one thing that I just want to make sure we don't lose sight of, and that's the drainage. So Leah and Scott did not live at 111 3 years ago when we had that really sort of torrential rain. And when the heavy rain season comes, that creek runs and it runs fast.
I bet.
And a lot of the ground cover that was slowing that water has gone. It was the horrible poison oak, but it did slow down the water. And now there's drainage that wasn't there before that is going to potentially accelerate that water. So that's the only concern, is just to make sure that we're not going to get into a situation where there's going to be erosion of the trail. So that's, I think, the only thing that hasn't really been discussed or hasn't been mentioned. Oh, perfect. There we go. So that's our public. Did you have any other comments?
Any other comments? Go ahead.
The piece of fence that's.
I'm so sorry. The microphone, please.
So Ed McGavin, also 121 Escobar. The piece of fence, if you go up on the north end, we did go down there today and after the walkthrough and said, yeah, you did take out the fence that was along the trail. What's the purpose of the piece of fence that's still up on kind of on to the east, the upper east side of it?
So what our original hope was, is that we could build a fence that would stop the deer from coming in and eating the deer.
Okay.
And so that was the hope. But since we have actually removed the fence on the northwest side,
Mhm.
the fence on the northeast side, we're not sure if it helps or not, but it does conform. Because it's set back.
It
over
is,
20
but it just like, it's like a fence orphan.
It is a fence orphan. We have to go through Westridge, to come up with a proposal for fencing that will be not within the 20% that area, but
Mhm.
within our domestic fencing, as allowed for, fencing. We have to come up with a plan. It's not in violation of the city if it's not within 20. But the Westridge to see how we can come up with a fencing plan that will not have to be a
Okay, but isn't that seems to be far from your vineyard, it seems to be.
It is, the idea was, wanted to keep the deer from coming in and eating the stuff on the property, but I don't know how that's going to sort out. I have to
Okay.
come up with a plan for that,
Yeah.
so that they can do it. And I'm aware of the fact that they are, in considerations for wildlife, density.
Yeah, the wildlife corridor, which is what I was kind of, right.
Acceptable, to Westridge, although it doesn't find any, if we're 20 feet back from the property line, it doesn't find any.
Okay.
It's a ravine.
If there's a change, we'll also need to see it. If you change for Westridge,
This is a ravine. You can't have a perimeter.
no, you
fence.
can't fence the ravine.
You can't have a side fence on either side because it's so steep.
Yeah. Yes, you need to speak into the mic because that's how we record,
Oh, yes.
that's how we get our minutes.
Okay, there is an existing fence, perimeter fence between us and 737 Westridge, which is to the south of us. And there is an existing fence between us and 121, which is to the east of us. So I'm not really sure.
Okay. Maybe I can explain it. I've seen it so many times. If you're standing on the trail at the bottom, which
Mhm.
is the north side. So if you're standing on, what is that trail called? What's the trail called? The Escobar
Mhm.
Trail. There is no fencing at the bottom. And as far as I can see, there is no fencing going up from the bottom in the very steep ravine.
Mhm.
What there is an orange line along the property.
Oh, that's to separate us from our property from the neighbor to the other side.
What I'm saying is there is no fence on
Right,
either
right,
side.
right.
And that is what I was referring to. That is the
Oh.
ravine, and in that
Yes, yes.
steepness, you can't build a fence.
Yes, correct. Yes, correct.
I
We're
just
not
wanted to
planning
clarify that.
Okay, thank you.
Good,
Thank you for
good.
explaining that, because now I understand.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you. So no, we don't plan to build a fence there because we can't. I do want to go back and address the issue of drainage. And so when the engineers, the civil engineers were planning this, they decided to change the drainage. And it was causing a problem for us because there's a lot, as Jackie said, there's a lot of water coming down the hill from
Yes.
the entrance. And it has eroded the soil that is holding up the foundation of the house, the existing house, which we plan to keep. And so what they did was, from having one point of all this water gushing to one location, they divided it into multiple drainage systems. So the end result is that we have 3 separate systems now. So a lot of the drainage coming off of the driveway is now been funneled to a separate exit point. And it has a dissipation and detention vessel associated with that. And then in the area of the retaining wall, we have yet a third dissipation system. So now we have 3. So where there used to be one come crashing down, well, we have 3 different systems that will now be in play.
You need to come up and use the microphone.
So then on the Escobar Trail, where those two pipes come out, that comes right out onto soil.
The 2 pipes that you see, that was where all the water coming from the property used to drain out. So now it's, I can't say it's 1/3, but there are 2 other systems. There are now, because the engineers evaluated it, there are now 2 other systems.
Right.
It doesn't come all to one point. So
But
as
the
part of-
ravine is still open. The water in the ravine
yes,
runs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so, but it's a much less water. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you how much, but it's, much less than it used to be.
Okay. Thank you. While we're on drainage, any other questions?
I did have a question because, even when we were on site, we were looking at the system and wondering if, I mean, we're not civil engineers, but just, seeing how much water that dissipation pit is managing. It does look like in the NV5 memorandum that's part of attachment 10, that the hydrology or hydraulics, there were still some outstanding items. Is that pertaining to this, or is that something unrelated or minor? Okay.
However, what MB5 has reviewed on at this point is specific requirements to grant a conditional approval for
Yeah.
ASCC review. And so I'm not going to but which one they say this, I don't know, but I would anticipate, yes, that they will be reviewing building permit phase.
Right. Right.
Okay. Sorry, I know that's not a very.
No, it's okay. Thanks.
Okay, any other comments from the house?
Just a really quick question. I see that there's a JADU as part of this project. Is that something that exists already, or is that you've carved out a piece of the house and called it a JADU?
Actually, last year, we got a separate permit to convert the old master bedroom into the JDU, which we will be renting.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any comments out there in the world?
I think I'd like to make a quick comment because you did ask about the hydrology or there were some questions about the drainage. And the conditions of approval do address some of these, 43 through 45. And that there's maybe not as much clarity as the town would like, but has captured that in these conditions that they do look at more detail on. There was some missing information that they will require prior to issuing permits to be sure that the hydrology and the drainage is done correctly. The other conditions that run through 54, it looks like many of these have been responded to and as noted here, but they're still in conditions just for extra measure.
Yeah. Thank you. I see that now.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Anybody online?
Okay, giving folks an opportunity to raise their hands for public comment online. Okay, seeing none.
All right, so we'll bring it back to the commission. And I, unfortunately sort of need to rely on you guys and your eyes today, but Lance, do you want to start out? Or, either one. All right.
I should have looked away. Comments. I'd like to see us take a look at the lighting, especially on the north side, Project North, or the downhill side of the house, and that we follow our town policy of doors and not windows, et cetera. Because we could very easily make that side of the house quite noticeable. There's some steps down the west side, Project West, near the carport. I think it's noted that each step is illuminated. I think it would be more in keeping with our town policy to probably provide less than every step lit. And then let's keep an eye on the front entryway. I know those are down lights, but I think there's quite a few of them, and together, I think they will provide a lot more light than maybe is our normal. And it is somewhat, I realize, sheltered because it does have a retaining wall across the way and it is above, there is uphill above, but let's keep an eye on that and ensure that we don't illuminate that little corner. I think a lot of game probably comes through there. 'Cause I noticed some fences above and to the west.
Any other comments?
There'll be more, but
Okay. I have them kind of scattered through this packet. Well, going out there and seeing the story poles was really helpful. And I think seeing the house, it definitely looks like it needs some revitalization. So I can appreciate, wanting to do a project here. And I think my biggest comment that I have is around the new primary suite that's floating above. I don't know. I'm just maybe a little unsettled by it, that
I
there's
have a
nothing
comment.
beneath it. There's posts. It's also strange to me in the lighting plan that there doesn't appear to be any lighting there. And I'm just, we kind of talked about the use, but it seems to not quite have enough information, because if it's going to be, where chairs and something, or I don't quite understand why there's no lighting called out, or, it's kind of ripe for enclosure in the future in terms of how it's set up. And so, just I don't know, I'm curious to get your guys, your thoughts on that too. And I would say, if we're looking at it from the perspective of, how well it was, placed or massed out for the site, it's a little strange. So,
Well, yes, go ahead, keep going and
I agree with Gina. And it's one of my notes
okay.
here was that space specifically identified.
and then I know we talked about the area, to myself, there's not a north arrow on this page, but east, where the new where the unpermitted retaining. North, west?
Project West.
Oh, west.
Kind of west, Project West.
Thank you.
Okay, you're fine.
Sorry, there's not a north arrow on this sheet I'm looking at.
Here,
Um,
north, and there's a house here, and there's the retaining wall here.
okay, so that's west. Okay, so west. I think that we should, I think we should have a condition of approval that we just have a subcommittee that takes a look at that once it's designed, because right now it's sort of loosely included, but there's no indication of, is there going to be paving or what the finishes are. So I think that, we don't have to talk about it too much, but as part of that too, I know we talked about screening. Seems like some screening on the hillside, or maybe, I know, Leah, you had talked about having some boulders that are on the site that are probably part of where you're taking down these retaining walls. That might be a nice area to use those to help kind of soften that, because it is just a very straight line there, on the hillside and fairly visible. Yeah. Yeah, to help just with, oh God, sorry, I'm using my hands too much.
Kind of like a Sonoma wall idea.
Yeah, of something to just kind of make it so that it's less stark and linear there. Because again, it is pretty visible. We're standing there and looking up at the 121 property. So that's just an idea there. Let's see. And then I guess am I allowed to ask a question of Jamie? Or did I miss my opportunity? I had a question, because we were talking about at the lower level deck that sits below the primary suite. So that, when I look at the impervious calculations, I don't really see anything of the basement. So is none of that impervious area?
That's a great question. I usually look at the incremental developer, that area is called out as 3,590 square feet. Typically, the first 6 feet of covered floor.
Okay.
Wouldn't be counted, and then after that, it's counted specifically.
Okay. So maybe it was just in the diagram that was up on the screen that it was, because it looked like it was just showing a little sliver way out beyond. And I was curious about that, or how it gets counted or not counted.
That's a great question.
Okay.
Because there, I believe. So they counted it just the 6 feet, and I hadn't realized all of that area was, so it really should be counted the 6 feet from.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that one,
I think it's easiest to see on architectural 4.3.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, on the section, yeah, you get a
Yes.
much better view of that, yeah. Mhm.
There's only 305 square foot remaining for, no, I'm sorry, 1,100 square feet from surface area.
Okay.
Or however, area, square footage allowed for the site, so we have to also question if
Uh-huh.
for some reason that was ever, enclosed and permitted, of course, that would most likely be approvable. Square
I
footage.
see, yeah.
To answer your question, I will have to look at that in my area to look at that box.
I see, okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, sorry, I'm working my way through. Okay, I think that I'm catching, let me just go to I had started to kind of record.
Well, we can jump back
Yeah.
in too.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead. I think
Go ahead.
I.
I like the project. I think I like the colors and materials. I like the design. I like the roof. I mean, so I think there are a lot of things for me that work. Tree removals. Just because you guys didn't mention it, I think all the pines, the Italian stone pine, the Monterey pine, and the Italian cypress, I think conservation got the rest of it. And the privets, all privets need to be removed. And I don't want to see you move the oleander. I think as the oleander die, I think they go. Like the town, it's part of the ethos, of the town is that we don't have oleander. And it's always rather shocking when you come around the corner and somebody's just surrounded their house with oleander. So I don't support that, the use of it. The open space under the master bedroom, is that's open. I would consider putting a contingency from the commission on that so that it can never be enclosed. And so I would like to put something legal there so that that can never be developed and enclosed without coming through the ASCC. Okay, and lighting. I don't know how we even seeing plans that have lights at windows. We don't light at windows. The lighting ordinance is one door. I mean, it's not with the inspectors. You light at one light at a door, no lights at windows. So, I mean, it's a dark town, and it's intentionally a dark town so that you can see the stars. That's in our general plan. It's a pretty beautiful thing. So, I would say remove, anything that's at a window. You can have a light at a door. All those lights on the stairs going down, it's way too many lights. Maybe one every 4 or 5 steps, you know, or develop something else, but not a string of, it looks like an airport. Okay. All right, I don't want to overwhelm you here. And the retaining wall for the fire truck. I understand the retaining walls and I don't know that Yerba Buena's going to cut it for covering them. The small one, okay.
On the west side.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
both of those. I mean, those are kind of where I was headed. I mean, and yes, I'm worried about the drainage, but I don't know how we're going to treat that, you know?
Well, I don't think it's fully finished yet.
Yeah,
Huh?
I don't think. we
I don't think
necessarily
we're,
need to.
exactly. So we'll have to think about that in our motion, how we handle.
The civil guys will have
Uh-huh.
to resolve that if it's not working.
Yeah, I mean, since NV5 is gonna do another round of review during building permit,
Mhm.
I mean, for me, sounds great.
Yeah, I think just
They'll capture.
an asterisk there to double check.
You know, and being a sort of an anti-oleander person, I feel somewhat concerned that I'm not seeing a landscape plan. You know, I hear toy on and I hear good plants, but I wonder if there's anything else in there that maybe, you know, we would want to see. Thank you.
The Conservation Committee made a recommendation on the hillsides where we removed all the poison oak
Yeah.
to replant it with native flora, and they gave us a list of plants that we should plant. And so that recommendation was when they came, and so it's not necessarily on the plans that we submitted, but they recommended using a jute kind of netting to hold the soil in place and to put those, and that's what we plan to do. The list of native flora that they had recommended is what we're going to put on the construction documents to replant those hills.
Just so you know, that's very challenging. Seeding flora, California native flora. I mean, it doesn't get any harder than that.
Oh,
So
really?
you, as the homeowner, you're going to have to pay very close attention to what comes up, you know, and manage it. You're going to have to pull it. You're going to have to, if you want that to happen, it could be absolutely sensational, but it's very difficult. So, I mean, I'm a horticulturalist. I'm a landscape designer of California natives, you know, and my 50 pounds of seed just came this week of poppies and things like that. And it's very exciting, but it's hard. So you might want to stick a few other little things in there just so you have success.
Well, there's this woodland, there's a woodland fern
Mm,
that's already populating in that
Good.
area. But since we took out the poison oak, the woodland fern is really growing. And so I think between that and supplementing, like you say, if
Okay.
the seeds don't take, we'll have to add some more.
And poison oak is the best fall color we have.
Except my
just
husband.
Put that out there.
My
I love
husband
it.
is allergic to it, and it has sent him to the emergency
Okay.
urgent care, and so we needed to get rid of it.
Okay. Okay, does this bring up further questions for you guys, further thoughts? What do you think of my idea about the contingency on making sure that that space is is not developed without coming to the commission?
Well, I guess, so Jamie, you're saying there's enough floor area that even if it did get enclosed, the property supports it? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know that we have to.
All right.
I'd be more concerned if they were completely maxed out or something.
Okay.
I
All right.
Said
just,
how much do they have left? Or approximately?
Okay, I didn't get that.
Right.
Mhm.
999
Okay, I didn't know.
square feet or something. 800 and, yeah, 799. Yes. Um, I don't want to be punitive, but it is rather secluded, so you could do a lot without a permit if you were so inclined.
Wow.
What about lighting? What about taking lights off of windows and
I
then
think-
the stairs?
I think I made the comment of doing that.
I
and
think that should be part of our condition.
And the light fixtures, you guys are all okay with the fixture choices?
I love it.
I thought they
were-
looked fine. Yeah.
I thought they were,
They're shielded and
take the necessary steps to be compliant.
Okay.
I just think we can mass enough of them that makes they become or counterproductive if we mass them a lot, like on those steps or something in the front.
I'm so surprised to keep seeing designs that have lighting at windows. I mean, because we never see that. Anyway.
Yeah, like if you look on the lighting plan 1.2, there's a whole bunch all across the front
Yeah.
that are all masked.
well, those are,
Those are path lights though, aren't
Yeah,
those? And it looks
Don't
by
bother
scale
me.
that they're what, 10, 15 feet apart?
yeah.
okay,
All right.
fine. I think the west wall, that outdoor dining area, I think the materials to finish, the final plans get reviewed.
Also, if there's gonna be lighting over there.
And if there's going to be lighting,
Agency.
I didn't see any signs of lighting at our tour today, but the crew could put lighting in pretty quickly.
And I know we're talking about having some lighting taken off at windows, but I do think, you know, where you do have that area underneath your primary bedroom, it seems strange to not have lighting, like having some can lights or something that are up in the ceiling. I mean,
Where maybe the crystal ball goes.
I'm just, I think that there could be lighting there, I guess is the point that I'm making. And so I would say if you're gonna make it
We're
usable,
assuming there's no lighting there.
I mean,
Well-
on
right
the
now,
plan.
there's no lighting.
It's,
but-
it's a space captured under the footprint of the house that is so completely ignored that it screams that it's not going to be ignored. Does that make sense?
Well, how do you want to handle that?
Jamie, you have any suggestions?
Well, could we make it part, sorry to interrupt you, Jamie. I mean, could we just make it part, because I think we're gonna need to have some sort of subcommittee review. And so we can just include the lighting plan
Sounds good.
and as part of that subcommittee review. I think that's fine. And because we'll want to just take a look that the ones that are outside of windows are removed, and then we can wrap this all up together and, you know, one review to make it more streamlined for them.
So I think, right, space under under the new primary, verify the drain capacity, verify the exterior lighting, finish height, west wall, finish materials. I mean, these are all things that I've been jotting down on my notes here. That would be contingent.
Said the decks are large, but that's okay. All
It's going to
right,
be a great space.
those are all my comments.
No, it's certainly appropriate.
So Leah, it's a nice project and the house is ready for an update. And for 65 years old and all wood in our termite, very riddled area, it's handled itself pretty well.
Is that what you say about my house?
No, I said that about
It
my
needs
house.
to be updated? 1895 down living room? Oh. depressing.
1947.
Whenever Carter's over, he stands like this in my dining room. Okay, so let's try to get something.
We need a motion to
Yes.
capture all that. Poor Emily. We need Carter to give us structure.
Okay, I'm working on it, sorry.
You're working on it. Okay, good. Is he okay? You broke ribs, right? He fell off his horse?
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Hey, gravity's always lurking about.
I know he broke 4 ribs, I think.
That's what I heard. I heard that in the market.
Okay. Oh, one thing that we didn't talk about was I think Jamie wanted us to make a recommendation for the size of the oaks to replace
Oh,
the
that's
2
right.
that were
Thank you.
removed. And when we talked about this on site with Marianne, that like 15-gallon or 24-inch box was fine and a good recommendation. Marianne, you could nod if that's right. Yeah, that they do not need to be large trees, and in fact are discouraged from being large trees. So we could make a recommendation for that to do a 24-inch box.
Box or pot? 24-inch box would be a,
No, these guys are talking one
Oh,
gallon.
24 gallon,
You
15
think
to
they're talking
24
like-
gallon. Okay.
kind of like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree is what they're talking about.
What we talked about on site was 15-gallon or 24-inch box, but smaller better would be 15-gallon.
Yeah, I like a little bigger myself, but
15 gallons.
they grow so slow that 25 years, it'll still only be 6 feet tall. But, well, okay.
They will, within 2 years, they will be faster than anything.
We disagree on that, but that's okay.
Yeah. None of the trees on my ranch, which were oaks, grew that fast, but okay, that's fine.
You wanna say
All right, let's
15
proceed with that motion.
25?
What do you want, a 24-inch box?
Huh?
30
It's
35
your
gallon?
discretion, your discretion.
35-gallon?
I'm not messing with conservation again.
I say 15 to 25 gallon. Is that
25
Whatever.
acceptable?
25-gallon.
Okay, so I am going to make a motion to approve with the recommendation to use 15 to 25-gallon oaks to replace those that were removed without a permit. A recommendation to not move oleander and to allow it to die.
Mhm.
A requirement that an ASCC subcommittee review the exterior lighting plan was specifically reducing lighting at the steps, every 4 to 5 steps approximately, remove any lights at windows, and to show lighting at the I guess I'll call it the covered deck area that sits below the primary bedroom suite. And then that same ASCC subcommittee to review the western unpermitted retaining wall area, what those final plans are, including what the materials are, what the surface of, if there's paving going there, et cetera. And then also if there's going to be any lighting. And that's it.
Lance, would you second that?
Yes, I'll second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. What?
Oh, pause.
2 members,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Sure, 2 members. Do it again.
And I also presume you know no driveway lighting after the fact. No driveway lighting. Okay, all right, good. All right,
So call it again, I guess, since
just
we
call it
got
again.
abbreviated.
Huh?
Since we were abbreviated on the roll call, on the roll. Call.
Yes. Second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unopposed, motion passes. There we go. So we'll see your updates down the line. Okay, good. All right, thank you, everyone. Yep.
Yeah, we have to review the draft minutes from the July 28th, 2025 ASCC meeting.
Did you guys look at them? Mm,
I don't,
I did. Yeah, that's right, you weren't there. No? And so can you move to approve?
Which ones am I moving to approve? July, move to approve the July meeting
Yes.
minutes
Yes,
as presented.
yes. That's the two of us. Okay. Approved.
And call the question then.
Huh?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
I think we have to.
We don't have
wait.
a quorum because
I
she
think it's-
wasn't here.
I can't approve them, yeah.
but
Actually,
I think we
Good
can.
point.
Yeah, I think, I'm pretty sure it's the
Okay.
majority of the,
Yes, I think we can approve.
But we should ask for public comment on them.
Pardon?
We should ask for public comment.
Yeah. Public comment on the minutes, either online or in here of July, if you can remember.
No hands raised online. We're ready to proceed.
Okay.
Approval vote, aye.
Pardon?
Then we approving the minutes.
Yes,
as
we are
presented.
approving the
Done.
minutes.
What's next on the agenda? Left mine in the car.
Sorry. Scroll back
yeah,
up to-
commission staff committee reports.
By haste.
What was that?
Staff and committee reports. Do you guys have anything for us?
We have nothing to report.
Nope. All right. We're good then.
Anything else?
Nope. Motion to adjourn? Yes?
Yeah.
Agree.
Can't do it. You do it.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you,
Oh, I
Jamie,
got through
for your
that.
patience.